Oh, okay, we're starting. Ladies and gentlemen, goodness, welcome back. I'm John, and I'm building something new today. Well, I'm actually just adding on to something that I built a while ago. I've been able to go to a HEMA class for a while now, and you know, I just use an absolute force HEMA mask. It works out pretty well, protects my face and everything. What I've been thinking is that I would like a bit of a lower profile helmet. One that gives me full coverage and everything, good throw protection side and the back of the head, front obviously, but also good protection and everything. And I've been thinking about like historical examples, and when people started wanting to make lower profile helmets, or ones that at least stuck closer to the shape of your head, what do? Well, they started making like closed helmets like the one I made a little bit ago, armrets. And so I've got this helmet here, just like a small little bassinet Chevalier thing, is I'm going to add hinged cheek plates that can hinge closed around my cheeks, obviously, and that way it gives me good facial protection and everything. Those go all the way around so I get the back of the head protection, and then I'll add a mesh visor onto that, so that way I can still use this thing for HEMA and everything. I've also got this kind of like articulated gorget thing that I tried doing a while back. I didn't really turn out all the way, so I'm gonna add that onto the mount so I get even more throat protection. I'm gonna put a little bit of a big thing onto that. So, with that out of the way, let's get to it. Okay, so that didn't work. So I'm going to try something else. So I've got the closed helm here. Like I said before, you know, I think I could do a little bit more with it. I'm not entirely happy with it, but I've been thinking about it a little bit, and I still want this helmet for HEMA and everything, something low profile, something that can take more of a hit than my fencing mask, which this would be able to, but I still want that visibility and everything, and, you know, not having a gap where the eye is. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to make this visor interchangeable, just like you would on a bassinet or some armrets and whatnot. I'm going to have that little hinge back here so you can take it off, change it out. There's nothing new about that. It was done contemporarily. And so the other visor for this is going to be just straight perforated. That's it. And I also got to push that chin out a little bit and maybe do a little bit of work on the skull. So let's get to it. Chin, it cuts in a little bit, but not as much as I'd like, because on the original, this little neck piece, the little flange, doesn't come out farther than the chin. The chin is the outermost part, and I think there's something to that, maybe for like a wrapper plate, but also just so that it gets a tighter fit. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little slit down there with the angle grinder, and then I'm going to weld it shut, or weld it closed, so that way it comes in way close. So let's try that. Right, so I need to get the brow reinforcement closer to the skull. Then I'm going to use some sort of hidden rivets. That's just going to keep it closer, and that way it won't move around. A lot of people always ask me where I get my patterns. And, well, the truth is that I usually just make all of my own. I find that to be the most effective, because that way they fit me better and they fit my purposes better. Sometimes I'll use this site, it's called the Armor Archive. And that's pretty nice. There's a lot of patterns on there. The thing is, a lot of them are specialized for SCA, and you know, obviously I don't do SCA, so it'd be kind of odd for me to do that. But even when they're said to be not strictly specialized for SCA, but the people who made them for SCA. And so the shaping is a little different usually. It's not as historical as I would like it to be. So you can check out Ian Laspina's video about like bassinet reproduction errors. It's pretty much just that sort of thing. But yeah, so as far as patterning goes, it's just trial and error. The more you do it, the more you get used to it. The better you get at it, and you'll get more proficient at it. But yeah, it's just something that I find is a valuable skill to have when you're doing this sort of thing. So there's some things that I can try and tell you about my patterning, or my experience with patterning. So usually the first thing I do is I just kind of cut out a big shape. This doesn't have to be very complicated. You cut out a shape, like a square even, and then you put it against what you're going to be making for. So in this case, a little visor for this helmet. You put it against that. You see where you need to trim off, what you need to do, all that. And you remove it. You cut off that little part. Then you do it again. So where does the need to... where it needs to come off. I probably don't need this much up here, but well, actually, yeah, I'm going to leave it up there because I'm going to be dishing this out and then perforating it and all that. But on second thought, I don't know, maybe we probably could take a little bit off of there. Yeah, if I just take a little bit off each side there. Just trim a little bit off. So eventually you just really get an eye for this sort of thing. Start off with simple projects that require simple patterns. Bassinets, spalders, cuisses, palanes, that sort of thing. And then you just kind of, well, you just got to get better at it, really. That's all I can really say. So, now we got that. So this is just going to be just kind of fold it over like that, since I don't have much cardboard with me at the moment. So, yeah. Alright. I've got that cut out. Now we just... wow. This is 14 gauge.